Hi everyone, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. So I've decided I'm going to go back to try to do Marshall's cancer journey story again. It's so hard for me because I'm not really a storyteller, so it kind of just, I meander and I go off in different directions. And so I just real quick want to just kind of tell the initial story of his diagnosis. And I think it's important to share the story because, he was diagnosed and went through treatment 20 years ago. There have been a lot of advancements in childhood cancer since then. Not quite as many as there probably should be, but there have been. And my hope is that it's helpful to someone who is now facing childhood cancer, or maybe their child is facing cancer, and especially a young child, because Marshall was an infant when he was diagnosed. And I hope it gives him hope or something, because he is 21 years old now and doing great. So I don't know. A long time ago, I did a video for him, like a tribute video for him, for in honor of him, for Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. And somebody commented, well, this isn't very nice of you. Someone you're subscribed to just lost someone to cancer. And I'm allowed to be happy that my son survived cancer. I'm very sorry about your friend, but, I can't. Sorry, dude. I'm like, you can't tell me what to post on my channel. If I sat here, I can't do a survey of all the gazillions of people on YouTube to see, oh, did you lose someone to cancer? Okay, I won't put this video up. I'm sorry that you lost someone to cancer and you're hurt. Don't watch the video, because this is about our story. That's like somebody saying, telling anybody they can't make a video about something because they faced something that your video addresses. It's whatever, dude. But anyway, so Marshall was 7 months old when he was diagnosed. What happened was, when he was born, I just felt like there was something wrong. And, he was a happy baby. He was a healthy baby. He was eating right. There was nothing outwardly saying there's something wrong. But something in me knew something is not right. And the doctor would tell me, well, you're a first-time mom, just placate me. And, it's natural for you to feel this way. You're new at this. And I'm like, okay, but, hopefully you don't eat your words. But then he had a 6-month checkup. Everything was fine. They squished his tummy and everything was fine. A week or two later, I was feeding him and I went to pick him up, and I just felt this huge mass in his stomach, and I immediately called the doctor's office. I said, hey, and I was one of those that, I don't want to bother you. Now I'm like, listen to me. But back then I was like, I don't want to trouble anyone. But they said, okay, you need to bring him in immediately. And I didn't have a car, so I called my best friend, and she knew that I was having these concerns. So she came and got me and took me there and came into the exam room with me and everything. And they said, go on in the waiting room. We're going to make some phone calls and stuff. So that scared me. I was hoping it was just, I don't know what I thought it could have been. But I was just hoping it would be something easily resolvable. Not because I wanted my day to be easy, but because I didn't want him to be going through something. And so we're in the waiting room, and I decided, I better call Eric at work. And he worked in the field, so his boss just sent him home, and he came right to the doctor's office. And so my best friend, she went on home, and the doctor came out to talk to me and Eric. So we're sending you to the hospital. Don't panic. Don't worry. It may be this. It's a high probability that it's nothing, and it was something. So they sent us to the hospital, to one hospital, and it was like the trauma hospital where people with gunshot wounds get sent. And they weren't equipped to handle what they were determining the issue was. And they had, they examined him and everything, and they put us in a room there. And these two interns, gotta throw this in here. I'm trying not to meander, but I gotta throw this in here. These 2 interns, young ladies, come in. One of them's very nice. One of them's got an attitude, right? And he's developing a black eye. We soon find out that's because of the pressure on his kidney from the tumor. And this woman is like, well, he's anemic. I'm like, well, and like acting like we're there and it's my fault while we're there. You know, I'm like, well, I breastfeed him, and well, that's not enough. Okay, bitch, right? And she was just so nasty to me, and I'm like, oh, and see, again, I was very at the time, so if she had come at me like that now, it would be a different story. But so we go. The nice doctor comes in and says, we're going to send you over to Children's Hospital. Because he needs to have, you know, there was some other stuff they needed to do. So they sent us to the Children's Hospital, and so I'm very concerned at this point because they sent us to the oncology floor at the Children's Hospital. So I'm like, shit. So oncologist comes in the next day to speak to us because it was really late at night, and tells us everything they're going to do to try and figure out what the issue is. And I told them, at the time, we didn't have insurance because Eric had just changed jobs. And they were like, that's not even an issue. This is something that needs to be handled down. I'm like, what is it? What? Because it felt like they were keeping a secret from me. And so they did x-rays, scans, bone marrow biopsy, just all this stuff to him. And the only thing that he was really traumatized by was a chest x-ray. Everything else, he was like, whatever, do whatever. And they determined that it was neuroblastoma. They also biopsied the tumor, of course, and they determined that it was neuroblastoma. Stage 4, it had metastasized to his bone marrow, and it took almost 2 weeks to get the final diagnosis, and we were in the hospital all that time, and they immediately started treatment. He started chemotherapy. And that intern from the other hospital was also an intern at this hospital. I guess because they're affiliated, they just go wherever. And she came in, and this time she was really nice. And I'm like, okay. So, let me think. See, I'm starting to get sidetracked. So he started chemotherapy treatment. He was on treatment for about 6 months. I'm not remembering exact dates and times. And every single patient's course of treatment is going to be different. So if you're going through this or getting ready to go through this, this doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be the same for your child. And also, this was 20 years ago. And a lot of things have changed since then. So after 6 months of chemo, he had his surgery. He had the tumor resection. And then, did he have chemo? I think he continued getting light dosage chemo for a few months after the surgery. And then that following August, he was admitted they predicted he'd be in the hospital for 3 months. I think he ended up only being in the hospital for 8 weeks. But he got a stem cell transplant. So, yeah. And I know, don't come at me with the stem cell thing. He got a stem cell transplant. Okay? And because it had metastasized to his bone marrow. So then he had a stem cell transplant. And that will be another discussion, I think. I'm going to try and find our roadmap so I can give really clear information about that. I just kind of want to give an intro story as to our experience. So that's really... the nasty intern, I want to tell you, at the hospital I used to work at, she ended up being an ER doctor there. And she saw me one day and told me I looked familiar to her, and I told her where she knew me from. And I informed her, I said, yeah, you were really nasty to me. And it turned out to not be anything that was my fault. He had cancer, but you didn't want to hear that. You just wanted to blame me. Well, no, I wasn't like that. Whatever. But, I called her out. It was like 15 years later, but I did call her out eventually. So, and What's really funny is her boyfriend follows me on Instagram now, and he's just always, oh my God, I love this picture. This is so cute. This is, if only you knew what a CUNT your girlfriend is. He probably knows. But anyway, that again, that's meandering. So I will cover more topics as far as our experience with childhood cancer goes. I just wanted to get the initial intro to his diagnosis out there. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm sorry if this story sucked and it's not good enough for you. If you very nicely let me know in the comments, hey, can you tell me about this or this or this? I will do that, okay? And there really won't be any reason to be nasty about it. So I've just noticed a lot of story times like this, people get really nasty in the comments. Like, well, you didn't tell us about this and you didn't tell us about that. And a lot of times with story times like this, there's some things people don't want to talk about because they just don't want to bring that up. But I can't really think of anything I won't discuss regarding his cancer unless he tells me he doesn't want me to talk about it. So yeah, ask questions because I'll make other videos. But that's it. Sorry, it was kind of jumbled and kind of, but thanks so much for watching, and I will continue on with these because I hope that it'll help someone. But thanks so much. Bye.